Hey everyone, Shawn here, Wisdom in Golf. And why is it that a carpenter can just set up to a door frame and never come over the top when he's got to hammer something into the door frame? Why is it that if I had a machete and I needed to slice through a bamboo shoot, I would never be over the top? Why is it that a lumberjack, when cutting down a tree, would never come over the top? Because he would be shaving bark into the ground. He would no longer be cutting down a tree. Over the top is something that happens when you're focused on the wrong thing, i.e. you're trying to hit a golf ball. Which brings me to the golf swing. Everyone thinks that if the golf swing is too vertical, you're setting yourself up for over the top, and that could not be farther from the truth. And I'm going to prove it to you in this next video. You really don't want to miss this one. So let's look at a baseball hitter. I'm waiting for my pitch. My bat is basically sitting vertically because it's the lightest point for me to start from. And then when I'm committing to the pitch, watch what happens. So I just went from completely vertical to below horizontal without even thinking about it. How does that work? It's all in the anatomy of how the human machine slings objects. So if I was to take a ball and I wanted to throw it toward the red post over here, this is what it would look like. So when I'm throwing in that direction, the brain's got to go get the ground. It uses the ground to remove my body out of the way, and this also moves my elbow into a leading position. Every instrument known to humanity has been designed elbow first in mind. So when I'm throwing, the elbow comes first. When I'm doing a tennis serve, the elbow comes first. When I'm hitting a baseball, elbow comes first. That's part of the slinging action of the human body. So when I'm waiting for a pitch and the pitch comes, elbow leads. As soon as the elbow goes first, the bat sits right down. So when you look at that in the golf swing, so if I was to take a golf club and chuck it toward that red post, this is what it would look like. So did you notice what happened there? I am throwing the club toward the red post. So you notice at the top of my backswing, everything is nice and vertical. My elbow needs the room to load. So then my brain goes to the ground, uses the ground to get the body out of the way. The body starts to turn, starts to pull the elbow. The elbow starts to lead. It sits the club down. Whether you're doing a driver, a wedge, a 7-iron, watch, I'm going to do this in super slow motion. Gather up. See how vertical that is? I'm letting it go perfectly vertical. Don't worry about the club not being on plane in the backswing, because that's going to change dramatically when I start throwing the club in that direction. So, gather vertical, throw the club. Goodness gracious, I can't hit the ball any better than that. That was flusher than Canadian snow, okay? So let's do that again. Gather up, throw. Another nice shot, another good throw. Wasn't as nice as the first one, but a really good miss. So now I'm just going to give it a little bit more momentum. Gather it up there. Throw it out there. Another one. Pure as January snow in Quebec City. So you see, when you're on the proper task, I'm throwing the club in the direction of my target versus I'm going to throw the club toward the ball. Watch the difference. Backswing. Throw the club at the ball. There it is. So you moving toward the ball, instant, over the top. Must be over the top if that's the target. But if I go Matt Wolfe all the way up here, then I'm going to go to the target. Watch what happens. That's why Matt Wolfe creams the cover off that golf ball and has incredible accuracy for the kind of movement that occurs in his golf swing. So we gather fully, and then we give it some momentum to throw towards the target. So right now, my brain is on that red post, and I'm throwing the club over that red post. Here we go. Throw. Awesome. Just a little block to the right, but I absolutely pasted that right in the center of my club face. It felt so good. Gather up, throw it out there all day. So out of the shots that I hit, one was slightly mishit, but it was still on target. Every other ball was flush in the center of the face. And you can see in stop action how it's impossible for me to come over the top, because as soon as that elbow leads, the club falls in line behind that elbow, and it's a one-way train track in the direction of the target. There's no other place for it to go. So if you want, the club to be obligated to come from the inside, all you got to do is throw it over there. So have a look at all our throwing videos. Go Throwing the Club Shawn Clement on YouTube. Check them all out. Make sure you're in a safe place, and make sure you're using steel shafted old clubs with nice slick grip so they don't stick in your hands. And then find a nice target to throw some clubs at, and then try that in the golf swing. And have a look at another video entitled Predict Solid Contact and Direction, Shawn Clement, so that you know how to put the ball in the way of that throw. All the best.